everyone. Welcome back to our podcast, SPARCNEXUS, Journeys that Inspire. We here at SPARC are committed to bring together bright minds to give talks that foster learning, inspiration, and wonder.
We bring to you a brand new season, kicking it off with the 7th episode featuring Mr. Sagar Amlani, global speaker, productivity explorer, and an author. Welcome on board, sir.
Hi.
Welcome on board, sir. Thank you for joining with us today. With 16 plus years of professional experience in the productivity mindset, he has trained over 1,800 plus professionals, creating result-oriented teams. He has served various corporates like Hyundai, TVS, Mercedes-Benz, Volkswagen, and etc. for various projects. And he's a committed LinkedIn profile 2019. He has also trained over 5,400 professionals from India, USA, London, and Australia to improve their LinkedIn productivity through his signature program, ECG LinkedIn.
What sets him apart is his initial life struggles that became the foundation of Mr. Sagar's innate personality. His respect and gratitude towards his initial life challenges living in the slums have made him the person he is today. Being an author of the book At the Crossroads of Life, he firmly believes building the team with the right mindset helps the organization to create the proper infrastructure, establish the right system, standardize the process, and learn the art of saying no.
Thank you so much for joining us today, sir. And as
Thank you very much, Payal and Meera.
We're really glad to have you on board with us, sir. We're excited to have an informative session. So being widely known as a productivity explorer and an expert in the productivity mindset, Mr. Sagar describes a productivity mindset as a state of mind where you utilize the available resources to achieve your focused goals and dreams by setting priorities and standardizing processes. We'd like to start off by asking you, sir, what made you want to explore the world of productivity and what does it mean to you?
It's an exciting world, and I believe that every single human being on this planet is striving for productivity, be it productivity in life, or be it productivity in professional world, or be it even productivity in kitchen for a housewife, or be it productivity even for a worker who is working at a lowest level, picking up bricks or picking up garbage, because everyone wants to be efficient and effective. And that's exactly what attracted me to the world of productivity. And second, as you said, that living in slums, you're living in scarcity of time, scarcity of money, scarcity of resources, scarcity of money. And when you're living in so much of scarcity, every little thing that you have, you need to ensure that you use it wisely, or rather effectively. So that was my journey, which started without even me knowing the word productivity. I got onto the journey of productivity.
That's actually great to hear, sir. And your meaning of productivity, that it applies to everyone, is actually very inspiring. So, for us students, we always hear that you're the most productive when you love. You're doing what you love, and you're doing what you're passionate about. But for us students, it is mostly not many of us like to study, not and are excited to study. So we are not passionate about studying. So how do we push through these tasks? Which very rare amount of students love to do. So how do we push through the task which you're not excited to do?
The answer is very, very simple, but though complicated, because when it comes to student and studies, I'm not a great scorer myself. I was not the topper myself, right? I flunked in many exams, and in my engineering, if I remember correctly, at one point of time, I had 1380 KTs. Okay, 80 KTs is allowed to keep terms or the subjects that you drop and then you continue every time. In engineering, they allow you to do that. So if you flunk in a subject, you can clear it in the next semester, right? So I compiled 1380 KTs myself. So one thing I would say that whoever I am, whatever I am, the contribution is also because of my education. So first thing, let me set it up very right that no matter how much boring it is, no matter how much mundane it is, no matter how much any word that it is, but it's useful in life. Now question comes, how and where and why should we be connected towards it and how do we develop passion in it? So the question comes is, what is passion? Is it available in any of the shop in the market? Can we go and buy it? No. Is passion something that can be curated or created? The answer is yes. which means if you start doing something again and again, for example, if there's a student who does not like geometry or a student who does not like trigonometry or algebra, let's say that student keeps on working on trigonometry and algebra. It's not something that he's got a donkey's brain. At one point of time, he'll start enjoying it. Sooner or later, he might turn out that he might start helping his friends to solve the problems which he has learned by himself. Because he's like, if a dumbo like me can understand it, let me help you guys. Okay, so he goes on explaining it to his friends. At the end of the 5-year journey, if you look into it, you might end up seeing that person becoming a professor in algebra. You wouldn't be surprised. And that's happened to me. Like, I hated history and geography to the core of my heart, right? Because I was like, what am I supposed to do with the history? That's boring, right?
I definitely had the same experience with geography.
You know what? But then when you go around for trekking, when you go around to different trips, when you try to visit different parts of India, and you actually know the geography very well, that what is the altitude, what is the wind, what is the season that's going to be, even though Google tells you everything, but you need to have the common sense to understand that. And that is where geography helps me, because I love traveling. History, now whenever I love traveling, I love to go to different places, see the different historical monuments. Now, if I don't know who was Alauddin Khilji, or if I don't know who was Akbar, or if I don't know who was Muhammad Prophet or Shivaji or Shambhaji, I would not be able to enjoy the rich heritage which is available right in front of me. So everything that you learn is not always useful to earn money, but it's also useful to have blissful life, to have happiness. Now, if you go to South, there are so many temples which depict Mahabharata. Now, if you watch Mahabharata as an epic, okay, fine, all that was fine. But when you watch actually Mahabharata to learn something, and when you go to these places and watch it, you actually can enjoy it. And that's why most of the students, when they go out for excursion, either they want water park, either they want rides, either they want something which will just push their adrenaline. But they don't want to invest time when they go and study sculptures or go and study a museum or a cave, is because there's a disconnect. The disconnect is in the education. We take education as a burden. The minute you take education as a support for your whole life, start taking education which gives you culture, which gives you logic, which gives you the way of living, it will not be boring anymore. I mean, it's the way you take it. It's everything is here. So for me, passion is, if I keep doing something and if I invest my heart and soul into it, slowly, I will start winning some things into it. Once I start winning and achieving something into it, I'll be more happy and start sharing it with my friends. The minute I start sharing it with my friends, they will appreciate me. I'll be more happy. I'll get more engrossed. And if I do that continuously, it will become my passion. Like, nobody teaches us internet, nobody teaches us website, nobody teaches us coding. We go online and we do it through YouTube and Google and everything. And when people appreciate, we do it more and more. And then we say, oh, he was passionate about it. Nobody talks about the hard work that has gone into it.
True, sir.
Bouncing off of that, maybe you're right in the sense that when we're passionate about a certain subject, we're really excited to learn it. Like, my sister is really interested in history. She's very excited to learn about things. But like, maybe up till 10th grade, we are forced to learn science and math, like the basic subjects, we're forced to learn them, right? And there are some kids that really can't find any joy in doing math. Do you have any suggestions for that, maybe?
I'll tell you my secret. You know why I took engineering? I took engineering because I hated languages, Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, English, because you have to write them and you can't get good marks in it. The writings was not nice. So after 10th, I decided I will take a subject which does not have languages, which means Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati. And that's why I went into engineering. Because engineering, you only need English, you need logic, you need common sense. No languages. So, I mean, my advice would be to all the students, pick up what you like to do as a subject. If you don't like mathematics or geography or history, there are so many other things that you can pick up. Do them. So like, if somebody doesn't like maths and other things, go into art and culture. If somebody doesn't like history, geography, go into physics, go into chemistry. If they don't like anything, they want to do something else, go into sports. Right? It depends completely on what you love and what you like, but decide it not based on your friends. Decide it based on your strength, based on your weaknesses. Do a SWOT analysis for yourself. Like we always talk about SWOT, that strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. We do it for the whole world. We will do it for projects. We will do it for our friends. We will do it for the subject. Have we ever done it for ourselves?
I think that's true for me, especially like the opposite experience to you. I really did not like science at all in 10th grade. So I was like, anything that's not science, I can do. So I went for BCom because it's for math and I was good at math. So I think that's,
Absolutely.
yeah. I think finding what you're passionate about really helps wanting to study and you change your
Absolutely.
mindset about
Absolutely.
wanting to study. Yes.
So I would say you were not passionate about maths, but you were not wanting science because of the logic, the chemistry, the physics, the organics, the inorganics. That's where you went into maths because you love numbers. Now that you went into maths, you started loving numbers, you went deeper and deeper and deeper into it, and now you're saying that you're passionate about commerce. So the passion was there when you were in 10th standard? No. You only had inclination towards maths. The passion developed because you studied, you went into it, you developed, you did hard work to develop that love for the subject. So passion does not come inborn, only talent comes inborn. Passion is not available in any shop that you can go and buy it. You have to develop the passion by working in 4 or 5 things, pick up what you like, and then follow it.
So, sir, so you hear a lot of different opinions about multitasking. It's a thing so many people have an opinion about. Some people say that it reduces your productivity because you focus less on each task. But then other people say that it's way more efficient because you stay on top of all the tasks you have to complete. So, what are your thoughts on that, sir?
Let's understand. Can you eat while watching TV?
Yes, sir.
Yes. But do you actually feel what you're eating, or you just as a subconscious thing you keep eating? Most of the time it's subconscious thing, right? Which means multitasking is possible, but multitasking is false if you really want to develop yourself. I'll tell you why now. Let's say you're talking to me right now. Just look into your phone. Let's say you've got a message. Just go and look into your phone. You will not be able to look into the eye to eye contact, which means, yes, you're doing multitasking, but you're not focused. So if you really want to focus into something, if you really want to achieve success into something, do multitasking, not by doing simultaneous tasking, but multitasking, which means 3 to 4, 3 to 5, I'll do this. 5 to 7 in the evening, I'll do this. 7 to 8 in the evening, I'll do this. Morning, I'll do this. Which means throughout the day, you have completed multiple tasks. And that is what I call multitasking. People misunderstand that while talking to you, I'll be looking in my phone. Yeah, fine. I'll put a message, I'll put an email. I'm not focusing on my phone. I'm not focusing on the content that I'm giving you. And neither I'm giving justice to any of the work. And half-baked cake is viewing and not chewing, right? That's exactly what happens when you do multitasking. So multitasking basically is give a time, complete that task 100%, stop that task if you're getting bored, do another task, complete it, or give it a time, then go on to other tasks. Doing all the tasks together at the same time is not possible, is okay, it's possible for some people, but they're not giving 100% focus to that task, which means you're actually not achieving results. To achieve results, to grow in life, and to really dwell into something and to get results, do multitasking with a gap and not simultaneous tasking. So that's a difference between multitasking and simultaneous tasking.
Yes, sir.
We get you,
That's
sir.
super useful advice. Yeah.
Uh, so, so sometimes what happens, we claim certain days as great days. So something like "Kal se pakka padunga," which push the task for today to tomorrow. So is it okay? And with that, we actually, our brain tends to think that it's okay to shift your task to tomorrow. It's okay to procrastinate. But sometimes taking break is also important. So what should we do? Should we take a break, or should we say no? We shouldn't procrastinate. Or
What
there's
is the
always
middle
a
ground?
confusion between. Yeah.
Okay. So first thing is we are all human beings and we all need to relax. We all need a break. We all need relaxation, which means it's absolutely okay to feel depressed. It's absolutely okay to feel down. It's absolutely okay to take a break, and it's absolutely okay to feel demotivated. The secret is how fast you can again be motivated, how fast you come out of the depression, how fast you stop your break, and how fast you start your work. So we all can enjoy all that, but always remember the heartbeat. It's like this, right? Up, down, up, down. So even heart is taking a break while going down, but it again comes up. Imagine if it doesn't come up, what happens? You did,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
That's exactly what happens to us. Even if you look at your fingers, there's down, up, which means it's okay to be down. Get up again. It's okay to take a break. Start work again. It's okay to be depressed, but come out of it again. So give yourself gifts that if you complete one chapter of physics, you will be able to watch one series for 1 hour. If you complete the chapter of maths, you will get a chocolate. Give yourself gifts. Okay. And when you do that, no, play with yourself. I do that. So while I was working in London, I used to work as a litter picker because I had to earn money for my education. So I used to tell myself that it's a shitty job. You're just picking up litter on the road. This is not what you are. But I needed money. So what I said, okay, if you complete all the litter picking job for the whole day, you get Starbucks coffee. And that was a treat for me. So I used to play with myself. Right? Play with yourself. Motivate yourself. Give yourself some things. Like, let's say if you love a good kurta, if you love a good t-shirt, if you love a good haircut, or if you love a good hair color, or for the boys, you love chocolate, you love bike ride. Bingo. You say that you finish this assignment and we'll go for a ride. Tell yourself that we'll go for a ride. Or tell yourself that you'll get your hair color done. You get your favorite kurta done, favorite shirt, something. That will become the trigger for you to do the work.
I think
Right?
that's
So
like really
create
useful.
triggers.
Yeah, because a lot of times I find myself in a transitional period where I've been studying, but I need a break. So I take a break for a week, but then it's hard to get back into the study mindset. So yeah, if we start small, give us a small breaks, then it's easier to get back into them. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's
So
great.
when you give a break for a week, it's a too long break. So give yourself a break of a day, not a week, because the minute you take a break for a week to get back into cycle, I'll tell you a very fascinating statistics. If your mind is concentrating onto something and you get a phone call and you get distracted, for your mind to get back the same focus which was there before the phone call, it takes 25 minutes, right? So my advice to all the students would be that mobile phone is genuinely a big distraction. So what you do is every day, in the whole day, for 2 hours, during the time when you're awake, during the time when you're reading, during the time when you're studying, switch off your phone, put it in a drawer, lock it with the key, and give that key to the best of your best friend and tell her or him, don't give me this key till 5 o'clock. Right? Once you have done that, experience the concentration, experience the creativity that will come into your mind. Do it only for 2 days. I'm not saying for a month or so. Just do it for 2 days, for 2 hours in a day, and experience the joy.
You're definitely gonna do that now. I mean, that's great advice.
Yes, sir. I'm tempted to close my phone and put it away a lot, but I never actually act on it. So maybe if I did, I could see a change in my life.
Okay, so in that case, let's dwell into that conversation because I think most of the students would love to have that answer. What will happen if you switch your phone? Will there be an earthquake? Will there be a tsunami? Will there be a nuclear war? Will anybody die? If any of the answer is yes, you keep your phone alive. If the answer is no, switch it off and see what happens.
Right.
Right? And that's how you train your mind. Productivity is all about mind. Productivity is not becoming a robot. Productivity is enjoying the life that you really want to do, enjoying the work that you really want to do. And when you start enjoying, efficiency and effectiveness, both will come as a free package.
That is so true.
Completely
You're
agree.
enjoying it. You can work very well.
Okay, so we have a question about making a schedule. So sometimes there are so many things that we are lining up. Like we have a lot to do, we have a lot to complete, maybe so many subjects and exam week is coming up. And it's like really hard to prioritize and make the schedule. So do you have any tips on how to make the schedule?
Well, I used to do that in my engineering when I had exams. For example, the exams are 1 month after, and we get a timetable 1 month before. So what I used to do is I used to list down the examination dates and examination timetable, and my education timetable would be completely into the reverse order, which means the first exam I will study the last, the second exam will be second last, and the last subject I will study the first. So what happens in that is most of the time we delay or we say kal karta hoon, or we can say that I'll do it later, is only because we don't give it importance. Second reason, we don't have clarity. Most of the times, when you don't have clarity of how to do that work or how to make that presentation or how to start that project work, you will delay it. And at the 11th hour, when the gun is on your head, your mind will be creative. You will think everything best of the world. You will pen down the thoughts. You will complete the project. You will complete the presentation and you will deliver it right at the time. Why that happens is because you're not allowing your mind to trigger that creativity, right? So you have to decide for yourself and you have to tell yourself that I want to do this. And any subject that you're trying to do, first 25 minutes, your focus will not be there. Please remember, a mind takes 25 minutes to set a focus. So first 25 minutes, just like binge watching on Netflix, binge watch your book, binge watch your subject. And once you're there in for 25 minutes and 30 minutes is exactly when your mind will start studying. Once it's set, you give it 60 minutes, which is like a 90-minute technique, which I use. It's also called as Pomodoro technique. Give yourself 90 minutes, 25 minutes, let it focus, let it wander, let it think, but you stay focused, right? Then once the set is done, give yourself that 60 minutes. And after that 60 minutes, take a break of 10 minutes, 15 minutes, have your coffee, walk around, talk to your friend, do whatever you want. But once you do that, you'll be able to do that and have clarity on what you want to do. Once you have clarity on what you really want to do, you will never push that task to the end. But even if after that, if you think that, yes, I'm not able to do it, then you use a simple matrix, which I use. What is urgent? What is important? According to my life, I will do it. And is there something that I can delegate? I will delegate it. If something which is not required, like social media surfing, talking to friends, chit-chatting on Instagram, making all the videos or watching all the reels through the Instagram, I will not do it. So once you prioritize your stuff, once you identify what you really want to do, you will never push it to the shelf. हमारे केस में एक ही होता है, A, we are not clear about what we want to do. B, we don't understand the priority, and that is why we keep pushing it. And I've done it myself. I mean, Friday, Thursday, Sunday, it will be like I'll be lazing on the bed, playing with the kids. I know that I've got tons to do. Being a productivity explorer, being a productivity mindset person, I will still laze around and do it only because I'm not able to focus on that day. And that day I will tell myself, it's absolutely fine. Chuck it, enjoy it. Right? But next day, I will not repeat it. Then next day, I will ensure that before I sleep in the night, I'll tell my brain, you have to do this task 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the sequence. This is what you have to do. This is what we have to do. And next day when I wake up, no reasons. The mind is set, disciplined, and it does not have any reason. So that's when you just have to go on. So that's how I set it. I set up my priorities, or I set up my things. I give myself gifts. I give myself cheap gifts that if you do this, you get a chocolate. You get this, you get ice cream. You get this, you get to play with kids for 2 hours. I do that for myself.
So we are going to do that too from now. I guess that's a great idea to motivate ourselves.
We could combine it with the closing of the phone technique, sir. We could maybe study for 2 hours and then as a treat, I get to touch my phone for 15 minutes, like that.
Brilliant. See, you find your treat.
Yes. So one last question. One of our viewers expressed that after a late start to a day, you feel demotivated to work for the next half day, and you just think that this day is wasted, so you waste the other half day too. How to get through that, and how to not waste that other half day, because one half is wasted. So how to go through that?
When you wake up late, there's a reason. Maybe you've done party in the night, or you may be watching some movie in the night and you're tired. It's a human tendency. The minute I wake up, they're like, I have to wake up early, I have to do all this. The day's gone, let me sleep again. And we go to a sleep mode again, or we just relax, or we just think that it's wasted. The choice is in your hands. Either you can think, why this happened to me, why me, and why did I waste my time, why did I wake up late, and keep crying and whining. Or the second question that you ask yourself is, okay, what next? Yes, I've woken up late. What next? Okay, I have to do all this. I cannot do everything. But what next? What else can I complete today? What more can I do? And trust me, I guarantee all of you, all the listeners who are listening to this right now, I can guarantee it. Whatever you would have determined it for the whole day work, even if you start with the energy of what next? What should I do? How can I get it done? You will complete the same work in half the day. Because your energy will push you and the universe will help you to get it done. So everything that you really want to do on the next day, before you sleep, 15 minutes give to yourself. Okay? 15 minutes, rain. The simplest thing that you do is close your eyes and 5 minutes talk to yourself what went good and what went bad for that day. Just 5 minutes. No self-talks. Just, okay, I did this good, I did this good, I did this good. This I was lazy. This I didn't touch at all. Yeah, okay. And this was worse. I did not do it. Fine. 6 items, 7 items. The other 5 minutes, right. Take a pen and a paper and write down what are the 4, 5 things that you really want to do tomorrow. And the last 5 minutes, how are you going to do those 5 things? When are you planning to wake up? And once you've done that in 15 minutes, again, put your phone on flight mode, put an alarm and go to sleep, because the more you look at the blue light on the phone before you sleep, you are delaying your sleep by 1 hour. Every time the screen is there, after the screen is off, your brain takes 19 minutes to sleep. What happens? 45 minutes you will toss and not able to sleep. Let me watch again. So you've extended it 1 hour. Right? So once you do that 15 minutes of exercise in the night, your day will never be bad. And in case if your day is bad, don't keep crying as why me, why me, why me, why did I get up late and all that. Instead, just ask a question. What next? What best I can do of this day? What best I can make out of this time? And if you get an answer, just do it. Don't think.
Right.
I keep a journal at the end of the day where I just, reflect on what I've done during the day. And I find it really helpful, actually. So that's wonderful advice.
I mean, I didn't talk about journaling right now because it would be too overwhelming for me to talk about journaling, because it's actually a very, very disciplined, religious process to put a journal. But for students who can't write a journal, this 15 minutes is like the simplest and the easiest way to introspect about what you've done. But if you're doing journaling, and if you actually can do journaling religiously, that's one of the best things to do.
I think rather than journaling, like taking the step to journaling, I feel like keeping a journal is very difficult. It's a discipline, as you said. So rather than that, I use an app on my phone on which I can write a daily entry. So I just have to type it. There's no decorating, nothing. So I can just focus on that one thing, just the introspection. And usually it helps me fall asleep because I've reflected on the day that I had.
That's beautiful.
So
Okay,
thank you
so
so
with
much.
this, yes, so thank you so much for your inspiring words. One last question. We want you to give one final advice to our viewers, something like a life lesson, which you want to tell to all our viewers in a single phrase.
In a single phrase, if I have to say something, I would say aim for your dream. That's it. But now that I've told you the phrase aim for your dream, the meaning of aim is be aware of who you are, be aware of what you want. That stands A. Invest in what you want and invest in the network, invest in the friends, and invest in yourself. That's I. And aim is keep yourself motivated by celebrating small wins, by celebrating small achievements, and having gratitude in life. And that is a real meaning of aim, which nobody would have told you till now. We listen to everyone that you should aim for success, you should aim for this. Aim is awareness, investment, motivation.
Thank you so much, sir. This has been such an enlightening and rewarding session. Really, a lot of things I'll probably remember for a long time. We'd like to thank all of our viewers for tuning in, and we hope you learned something as we both did. If you have any suggestions or feedback for us, you can drop it in the comment section, and please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you.